Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. I hope you all are doing amazing. In today's video, I will be tapping into the energies of the person on your mind and their current feelings towards you. So as per usual, the timestamps will be in the description bar below as well as the comments. So let's just get started here. Okay, so starting off with the Aries, let's see. The person on your mind and their current feelings towards you. Okay, so we have the Six of Pentacles and we have the Nine of Pentacles. Okay. Some of you could be thinking of an earth sign, so Virgo, Taurus, Capricorn. It seems to me that someone is invested in a situation with you, but it may be a situation that lacks balance because the Six of Pentacles and the Nine of Pentacles, two very different energies. Now, you have a very generous energy of someone who's invested or maybe coming forward with a kind gesture here, but they may feel like they are seeking some sort of independence, or it's something pertaining to their stability that they're working on, because it goes from a very independent energy to wanting to be in a partnership or wanting to invest in a situation here. But I feel like this could be someone who's like, okay, I want to invest in a situation with Aries, but I need to work on my stability, or something here lacks balance in their life where they don't feel independent in the current moment. So there may be codependency issues in this connection as well. Okay, so how is this person feeling about Aries? Okay, so we have the Eight of Cups followed by the Fool card. Okay. Someone is questioning the decision that they made to walk away, okay? Or there's currently some sort of an emotional gap between the both of you. And this is someone who does feel courageous about moving towards you, although there's something that is missing in this connection, or it is a connection where the emotions are there, but there's a lack of balance, and that's coming through persistently. And, you know, with the Eight of Cups, that could be walking away from a situation because a key component's missing. But what I'm specifically getting in this person's feelings is like a lack of balance. Now, you're going to know your situation better than I will, right? So for some of you, it may be that this person lacks balance in their personal life. And so it's resulting in them not being able to maybe offer you what you're deserving of. Okay. And for others of you, it could be in the connection where it's like, okay, when we connect, it's great, but it doesn't really feel balanced, or someone wanting more consistency, that sort of thing. Okay, so we have the Four of Cups and the Five of Pentacles. Yeah, this is someone who currently feels like an outsider in your life, or they feel that the both of you are not communicating as much as they want to communicate with you. Like the conversations aren't consistent, or this could be someone who wants to spend quality time with you, but they feel like things are not going according to plan. And Four of Cups is like an energy of sulking or not really being pleased in your current environment, but also not necessarily you're not necessarily doing anything about it because it's not the most action-oriented energy. So they are thinking of you this week, but they may feel, you know, an emotional gap or a separation was much needed, or they genuinely do not know what their next steps are because there's too much of a focus on the past or what has already occurred. Okay, we have the Five of Wands. It's like, not only does a situation lack balance, I feel like with the Five of Wands, this is someone who feels like there was either a lot of drama between the both of you, or something felt extremely complicated where they felt like walking away, or, you know, creating some sort of an emotional gap between the both of you was the best thing to do at the time. They wish a situation with you wasn't so complex, or they wish that there weren't external influences involved. And the Five of Wands doesn't always have to be external influences. It could just speak about bickering or conflict that lacks importance, right? So for some of you, it's like maybe there was constant bickering where the, you know, arguments outweighed the positive times that you guys shared together. And so I see that being a concern in their feelings, but there's also this energy of like, why can't things feel more simple and less complicated? Okay. They're very stressed out. We have the Nine of Swords and then, yeah, the Eight of Pentacles. I do sense that this is someone who wants to work something out with you, okay? I do see that in their energy, but there's a lot of thinking, sulking, and dwelling going on. You know, they are up in their mind about you. They are feeling a bit impatient when it comes to a situation, but I don't really see them in the most solution-oriented energy. It's more so thinking about what caused an ending or thinking about what feels complicated, but they feel very mentally stuck or restricted this week is what I'm seeing. Ten of Cups. This is someone who has a lot of love for you, and this could even indicate, you know, an individual who's in their own way, whether it be feeding into pessimistic thoughts or wanting to see a change but expecting the worst case scenario. And the pro of the Nine of Swords is like, what we're thinking doesn't necessarily mean that it's the truth. It's just the amount of times that we're thinking about it where we are starting to believe the thoughts that we're feeding into. And the Ten of Cups clarifying the Five of Pentacles is someone who does want to make peace with you. And furthermore, I think that there's something about a family dynamic or wanting to build that with you. This person could also feel that things were very slow moving between the both of you, where even if you were connecting with each other, even if you were spending time together, they feel like something was taking a while to get off the ground here. Okay, so whether that be on your end, whether that be on theirs, but I do see like someone viewing the connection as, okay, there have been a lot of delays here, or something is not going according to plan, and that's what's stressing them out. I see planning. I see someone who's concerned about what the future holds, or if they're going to get an opportunity to, you know, find a solution or connect with you again. But I think this week they're spending a lot more time thinking about the past or how things ended, as opposed to thinking about a solution. That's just what I see here. This could also be a long distance union, or someone could travel for work. The Six of Swords, yeah. I think their main concern here is moving to calmer waters or making peace with the situation. But I feel that there are either some sort of thoughts they need to let go of, or there may be something in particular that requires some sort of compromise or forgiveness in order for the both of you to move forward here. And for those of you that, you know, you're not speaking to this person or you are in no contact with them, I think that this is a week where that stagnation may continue, just because I see a very stressed out energy. Again, someone who's doing more analyzing than speaking. And then we have the King of Cups, yeah. So if your question here is, you know, does this person have emotions for me? Do they have love for me? I absolutely see that. Are they wanting to work something out? Yes. But do I think they're stalling? I don't know if stalling would be the right word, but I think it's someone who's thinking about the situation with you and wanting something to go according to plan. But because things have not gone according to plan in the past, there is some sort of like pessimistic thinking correlated with them wanting to find a solution here. Okay. So that is what I'm getting for you guys. Moving on to Taurus. Okay. Taurus, let's see. Person on your mind and their current feelings towards you. Okay, so we have the Six of Cups and the Eight of Pentacles. Someone from your past may be coming to mind for you this week, okay? Someone that you have a lot of history with. Could be a water sign, potentially an earth sign here. So Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio, another Taurus like yourself, Virgo or Capricorn. But I see someone from your past returning. And with the Eight of Pentacles, you're seeing some sort of an increase in their effort, okay? So it doesn't mean that it's someone who's coming in with an emotional outpour, but it is someone who is taking initiative to create some sort of a change, you know, with you, or a change in the current dynamic here. How is this person feeling about Taurus? Okay, Ace of Wands, the King of Swords. I see a new beginning here, Taurus. I feel like this is someone who's like taking a leap of faith towards you, but it may be someone who doesn't necessarily wear their emotions on their sleeves. Like, you know, with the King of Swords energy, it's like this could be someone who spends a lot of time in their mind where like they think about you quite a bit, but they think about you in a period of solitude. And I do see this person taking action towards you, but they're coming off as someone who's a little bit hard to read, or they have taken, you know, set amount of time to actually open up to you or be vulnerable with you. This may be someone who shows you that they care in ways where it's like they make time for you, or they try to, you know, help you out in terms of like, you know, easing, you know, maybe taking a load off of you or helping you out with your responsibilities. But I think when it comes to putting their emotions into words, right, or having these heart-to-heart conversations, that may be something that this person has struggled with. Okay. We have the Five of Swords and King of Wands. This could also be someone who was very inconsistent in the past as well. Okay. You know, like with the Knight energy, I just feel like it could be someone who is genuinely, like the passion is here, the chemistry, the emotions, but it could be someone who was lacking stability in their personal life, or they just were not as consistent as they wanted to be with you in the past here. And so I see someone who feels very mentally conflicted, but the pro of what's going on in their feelings is they want to get to the bottom of this mental conflict or an ongoing issue. Because the King of Swords is a very solution-oriented energy. So even if it's someone who has a hard time opening up, or they try to make sense of their emotions instead of allowing themselves to just feel those emotions, what they're feeling conflicted about or anything that's causing confusion between the both of you, they want to get to the bottom of that this week. They even feel an urgency to do so. Okay. The King of Wands. There's a lot of attraction. There's a lot of passion here, but I also see a heavy fixation on you this week. Like this is someone, Taurus, who only has eyes for you, or they are particularly focused on you this week and paying attention to the details, right? So if you're already conversing with this person as you're watching my read, maybe they're asking you specific questions, or they're just doing a lot of listening. If this is someone who hasn't reached out to you yet, it could be that they are watching your social media, or it's like this very restless energy, but it's because there's a heavy fixation on you or trying to figure you out. The Ten of Cups. This person definitely sees a future with you. And, you know, I'm being drawn to the children in the card here. So this could be someone who has children of their own, or they're thinking about a family dynamic with you. Like you feel like home to this person. And what's interesting is the Ten of Cups is clarifying the King of Swords. Like this could even indicate like an ending of a situation that this person felt obligated to. For others of you, it's a very interesting energy that's coming through. Like this is someone who is showing you that they care, showing you that they want to build with you this week, but it's almost like a brand new energy. And so hear me out. Even if it's someone that you have history with, I think you're going to see a side of this person that you're not used to. And what I mean by that is, again, it's someone who has struggled with vulnerability. So there may be some sort of a shock factor when it comes to this person actually opening up or telling you how they feel about you and not shying away from, you know, the important conversations. We have the Four of Wands. A higher level of commitment is what they want here. They want something to feel stable or tangible between the both of you. This person may also have some sort of good news to share with you. But I think coming together with you, or the fact that they have a reconciliation on their mind, there is some sort of mental conflict associated with that. So what they're not showing you is that they are stressed out about your response or how you're going to receive, you know, their emotional expression or what they're telling you this week. Yeah. I don't think they're showing you how stressed out they are, or, you know, it may come off to you as very impulsive, or I did not expect this person to reach out. But I think this is something they've been thinking about doing for quite a while here. I just don't think that they're coming off that way. So they may be coming up, I don't want to say nonchalant, but it seems like you're viewing their communication as it's not planned or it's impulsive. But I do see in the cards that it was definitely planned here. I think there's a lot of excitement in terms of like opening up to you, speaking to you. But I think the main focus here is moving towards a more stable space with you. This is someone who views you as home. This is someone who sees a future with you. You know, they can see themselves creating some sort of a family dynamic with you, or being in a live-in situation with that 10 of Cups. We have the 10 of Wands, 4 of Wands, and the 10 of Swords. Yeah, I think the good news that this person is sharing with you, Taurus, is some sort of an ending that has taken place for them. Because 10 of Wands, 10 of Swords, you know, this could be ending after betrayal, or just ending after, like an ending after something that feels very, very heavy or burdensome. So as this person was connecting with you in the past, they may have not been able to get something off the ground with you due to either a situation they felt obligated to, or something that they were holding on to that was ultimately weighing them down. So the good news that they have for you is an ending that has taken place in their personal life. 2 of Swords. I think this person's also communicating with you in order to receive clarity, because the 2 of Swords could be when, you know, you're confused about something. And specifically the 2 of Swords clarifying the 9 of Swords and their feelings is letting me know that this person could have been in a state of denial, like remaining stuck in an emotional state or a mental state, or quite literally remaining stuck in a situation in their 3D and saying, you know what, this is what I want, I'm happy, until they got to a point where they couldn't ignore those underlying feelings of, you know, how they view you or what they wanted with you. Because how this download is coming through is like someone who tried to be okay with a situation that they weren't really okay with. Someone who tried to ignore feelings that were genuinely very deep or intense, until it got to the point where it's like, okay, I can no longer avoid this, ignore this, run from it. It's hitting me full throttle. And that is where the communication is stemming from, in terms of like, or their desire to communicate with you or open up and express how they feel towards you. And I do see them talking about an ending, or speaking about an ending that occurred for them, which they are viewing as good news. So feeling like they've freed themselves from something that caused them to feel very drained, or it brought them down emotionally in one way or another. Okay. So that is what I'm getting for you guys. Moving on to Gemini. Okay, Gemini, let's see. The person on your mind and their current feelings towards you. Okay, so we have the 10 of Swords and the Queen of Pentacles. Some of you could have recently gone through an ending with an earth sign. Virgo, Taurus, Capricorn, potentially an air sign, so another Gemini like yourself, Libra, Aquarius. Specifically hearing Virgo for some of you, okay? But we have the 10 of Swords and we have the Queen of Pentacles here. So it seems to me that someone is processing an ending with you. Okay, someone also feels like there has been a lot of time and effort that was put into this connection with you on both ends here. So they're viewing you as worth the investment, but something could have ended in a way where it's still very difficult for them to fathom an ending, or there's some sort of communication that is still mentally impacting them here. But it's like a situation where there was a lot of time, effort, and investment involved, and it's almost an energy of like, okay, this has come to an end, and you know, I did not expect this. Okay, how is this person feeling about Gemini? Ten of Wands and the Six of Wands. Someone you had an ending with wants your attention this week. That's what I'm seeing here, Gemini. So the person you're thinking about, how they're feeling, is they are acknowledging an ending which they're having a difficult time processing. Okay, there could be something that felt very heavy about the situation, where it felt easier to let go of it, or it felt easier to detach, even if it means for the current moment or in the current moment. But the Six of Wands is like doing something to grab your attention. Okay. Someone here could be in the public eye, or they receive a lot of attention. Could be a fire sign that you were thinking of. Aries, Leo, Sagittarius, Eight of Cups, yeah. It's like they're acknowledging that something is missing in this situation, or it could even be someone who feels like they're not able to satisfy you emotionally. They're not able to meet you halfway, but they're also having a hard time completely letting go of you. Like there's something here that's causing them to backtrack, or it's an energy of, I still want Gemini to focus on me, or I'm doing something, with the intention that I will grab Gemini's, attention, or they will be focused on me. Because it's like, I see that there has been an ending, but I also see someone struggling to process that. And I also see someone who still wants to communicate with you. Nine of Cups. Viewing you as wish fulfillment, or a situation that they're unable to let go of because of the history or because of the investment involved. Like, for example, this person could be viewing the situation as, well, Gemini and I have worked together for X amount of time. We've really tried to make the situation work. We've put forth a lot of effort, energy, maybe even finances were involved. And so it's very difficult for them to give up on it. It's like they're looking at the situation and saying, well, we didn't come this far to just end it here. Like, there's got to be a way where we can overcome this. Or, even if you disagree with it, Gemini, right? This is what's going on in their feelings. So something may feel like it's over for you, but it's definitely not over for this person emotionally or mentally. And what's interesting is they are being realistic in terms of understanding that they were not able to meet you halfway, or the reason as to why things ended is very clear to them, but they can't help how they feel. And a part of them genuinely feels like things were not supposed to end this way. Whether it's they felt there was more to experience with you, whether it's they had a plan for the future and things ended abruptly. I just see someone who feels like this can't be the reality of the situation between Gemini and I, or this can't possibly be the last time that we speak to each other. Like, they're almost in disbelief, or there's some sort of a shock factor here. So we have the Five of Cups. This is someone who's really missing you and feeling extremely nostalgic. King of Swords. King of Wands, okay. Some of you are definitely dealing with a fire sign, or there's like this very fiery energy, possibly even a lot of passion between the both of you. But with the Five of Cups, what I see is someone who's really missing you, feeling nostalgic, and also feeling like they let you down. And, a persistent message is, yes, this person's acknowledging that they let you down, or something didn't work out the way that they wanted it to, but they don't want to let you go, at least not this week. Like, there's like a strong download that's coming through of like this person holding on to your energy. This could be someone that you spoke to almost like every day, or there was like, it's like they're viewing you as a part of their life. Like, so like I'm using the example as if this is someone that you would speak to every day or every other day. It's the fact that they're not hearing from you at all. Something that they're used to has come to an end. So because of this abrupt change, it's like, is this really reality, is what I see in their feelings. Five of Wands, feeling very conflicted. I also think that there could be some sort of chaos occurring for this person in their environment, or some sort of drama that they're keeping under wraps. And the Five of Wands clarifying the Eight of Cups, which means the both of you could have chose to walk away because there was a lot of bickering or arguments where you felt like, even if you were communicating something in hopes that you guys could find a solution, it may have resorted to, or it may have always ended up in conflict, or the conversations may have always escalated into something very drastic here. Because the Five of Wands and the Eight of Cups quite literally indicate walking away from a situation because of the amount of arguments or conflict. This person may be reaching out to you very impulsively, or you feel like something that they're doing this week is coming off a little bit immature, but you know that they're doing it in order to get a reaction from you. So like, maybe they're hinting, subliminally hinting something at you. If you see this person on a day-to-day basis, maybe they're making small talk, but you can tell that they really just want to converse with you, right? There's like, their approach doesn't seem to be the most mature, but I think that, you know, the underlying emotion here is just wanting to speak to you and not being able to accept that, you know, there has been an ending. So we have the Ten of Cups, the Eight of Wands. Yeah, I see this person reaching out to you. Like a plan they had for the both of you, they're unable to ignore it, even though there have been obstacles here. When they think about who they want a family with, or who they were going to end up with, you are who comes to mind. And it's very hard for them to shift out of that or completely let go of that thought, because they've been focused on that for, you know, a set amount of time here. So I see, you know, communication. And then we have the Nine of Swords and the Two of Swords. Yeah. Very stressed out because they genuinely do not know what the future holds. And more specifically, they don't really know if there is a future here. But they are reaching out to you because there's a fear of, if I don't say anything or if I don't reach out, then this is going to be over for good. Two of Swords could also be someone who's in a state of denial, which is pretty much what I was mentioning, right? Denial, or someone who knows an ending has occurred, but it occurred very differently for them in their mind. Or they feel like, okay, this is not really an ending. I still have some sort of hope. I still feel like I can work something out here, or I still want to try one more time. Okay, so that's what I'm getting for you guys. Moving on to Cancer. Okay, Cancer. Let's see. The person on your mind and their current feelings towards you. Okay, Cancer. So we have the Eight of Swords and the Five of Wands. What I see here, Cancer, is like someone is like genuinely concerned. Like concerned about you, or like they want to know what you're up to. Like Eight of Swords could be someone who feels restricted in a situation, right? So let's just say that they have something going on, or there could be a difficult situation that they are a part of, and they're like, okay, this is causing me to feel restricted. But the other way that I could read this is, this is someone who's thinking about you quite a bit, but they can't really figure you out, or something that you're like, it's like, what is Cancer up to? What is Cancer dabbling in? What has changed, you know, in the situation with Cancer? Like they could be viewing you as a very private person, or you're intentionally choosing to kind of keep to yourself, or you're not sharing much with this person this week. Okay, how is this person feeling about Cancer? Okay, so we have the Two of Wands. Okay. Some of you could be dealing with an earth sign, Virgo, Taurus, Capricorn. We also have fire energy here, so some of you could be dealing with a fire sign. Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. It's like something feels very stagnant here, or so that's what's going on in this person's feelings. Like this could be someone that you haven't spoke to in a while, or if you are conversing with them, the conversations could be very, very surface level. Okay, but what I'm seeing is someone wondering like what you're up to. This may be a long distance union, or there's some sort of distance here, because what I'm sensing strongly, Cancer, is like this person really wants to know what you're up to, or if there have been any changes that you've made, or what has changed in your life, or your you know, environment since some sort of a break here. And it's like they either have no way of getting through to you, or, for example, if this is someone that maybe has you on social media, you could just not be like you could be in a space where you're not really publicizing or sharing what you're up to, or you're just keeping to yourself. Ace of Pentacles and the Ten of Pentacles in reverse. It's like this is someone who wants to offer you something stable, but it could be an individual who is very non-committal in the past, okay? Or with the Ten of Pentacles in reverse, it could also be an energy of like someone who is lacking stability in an area of their life. It doesn't necessarily just need to be about this connection, but it could be like finances or something to do with their, living situation here. And what's interesting is like they want to offer you something stable, but then when you have the Ten of Pentacles in reverse, it's either like they don't feel like it's realistic, or there's some sort of like a financial block or something in their 3D that's like in the way here. Okay, the Two of Wands, Ace of Cups. Wow. Someone here may feel like you have moved on, or there's something new that you are like dabbling in, right? So even if this is someone who doesn't have proof that you are in a new connection, right? They just feel like you are dabbling in something new because there's an energetic shift that they're sensing. So for example, maybe in the past you were a lot more invested, or if there were any form of a separation, you would always try to initiate a conversation or find a solution here. But like this is someone who's either like suspicious about what you're up to, or there's a genuine concern. Like, what's Cancer doing? Is Cancer, connecting with someone new? Do I still have a chance? And there's a lot of confusion and mental restrictions in their energy. Four of Swords, okay. The Five of Pentacles. I think this person really misses you, but they feel like you're prioritizing yourself or your healing, or, you're like in a period of solitude and rest here. What they're doing is they're thinking about you, but they're praying for a breakthrough. It's almost like they feel defeated, or they don't know how to get through to you. They're like, I want to hear from Cancer. I want Cancer to open up to me, but I don't know what I could do or say to have Cancer open up or be vulnerable. They're really missing you, but they're also in a mentality of lack. Whether it's someone who doesn't feel worthy, or there's some sort of insecurities that are resurfacing for them. This could be someone who feels like there's a lack of stability between the both of you because of how they handled the situation with you in the past here. And I also see, when I look at this image, especially with the Ten of Pentacles in reverse, it's like this could be someone who is very secretive with you, or like they want to be with you, or they want to connect with you, but I think they're moving in a very discreet way. You're going to know your situation better than I will, and it is a general read, right? But if there, for example, is another energy, or there's something else going on where they're trying to keep this situation under wraps, like it's moving towards you, but in a very discreet way is what I'm getting at. Queen of Wands. This person is very attracted to you, very attracted to the way that you carry yourself. And it's not just physical attraction, because a Queen of Wands is like a very confident and bold energy. And they're viewing you as someone who knows what you want, but they also feel like you are not really sharing much, or they're having a hard time decoding you in the current moment. And that's something that's coming up persistently. They feel an urgency to, communicate or connect with you here. And I definitely feel like it's someone who was either inconsistent with you in the past, or the passion, the chemistry, the attraction, the emotions were there, but something wasn't really stable. Something wasn't really getting off the ground here. And we have the Queen of Cups in reverse. The Queen of Cups in reverse could be a bit of a dependent energy. So for some of you with the Ten of Pentacles in reverse and the Queen of Cups in reverse, like there may be a situation that this person was involved in where there may have been codependency issues, or they could have been tied to someone through maybe assets or children, that sort of thing. But what's interesting is like with the Queen of Cups upright, it's like a very vulnerable person, someone who's open with their emotions, someone who's, able to express how they feel, etc. But in reverse, it could also be a very closed off energy. So for some of you, if it's not about this person being in like a codependent situation, or another energy that was involved creating some sort of a block, it's this person genuinely viewing you as, okay, Cancer is now closed off. They don't want to be vulnerable with me, and they don't want to open up to me. But they want to feel close to you, or they really want to hear from you. And that's the main message that I was getting throughout this read. a genuine concern of, can I just speak to Cancer? I think at this point, if it does not result in a connection, if this does not result in a higher level of commitment or a connection, the least this person wants is to hear from you or have a conversation with you. I definitely sense that. Okay. So that is what I'm getting for you guys. Moving on to Leo. Okay, Leo, let's see. The person on your mind and their current feelings towards you. Okay, so we have the Seven of Pentacles. Okay, I almost said Seven of Swords, so Seven of Pentacles, and then we have the Three of Cups. Seems to me that this week, Leo, someone could be like inviting you out, or there could be something that this person is celebrating. Three of Cups is more of like a social card, or someone who wants to spend more like quality time with you. But with the Seven of Pentacles, you know, this is definitely someone who's very analytical of a situation this week, or ultimately they're looking at a connection and saying, is this going to be worth the investment moving forward? Okay. How is this person feeling about Leo? Okay, so we have the Six of Cups and the Two of Cups. I think this is someone who has a lot of love for you, but I do see with the Six of Cups being the first card in their feelings, there's a lot of history that you guys share, or it's someone from your past, okay? The Two of Cups, I mean, it's someone who feels like they are in love with you. It's someone who wants to feel closer to you, or it could quite literally be with the Three of Cups, like there's something about not being able to maybe spend time with you in the past, or there's some form of neglect that occurred where in the now, it's like wanting to be around you, wanting to feel closer to you, wanting to spend more time with you, etc. We have the Two of Wands. This person sees a future with you, but they feel like there's some sort of a plan that is required. And so what I mean by that is they may view their approach towards you in the past as not stable, or someone who was connecting with you but never really knew what they wanted for the future, or they were just kind of taking things day by day or going with the flow, where in the now it's like, okay, I want structure in this connection, or I want to have a plan for what we are working towards. But it seems to me that they're very emotionally sure about you, especially with the Six of Cups and the Two of Cups here as the first cards in their feelings. We have the Five of Wands. For some of you, like distance or someone's career or an external influence could have been in the way of this connection. But I see it as like something that this person was like taking part in. For example, that's why I was giving you the example of like their career, or maybe someone who had to travel for work, and maybe that's the reason why they couldn't make time for a relationship here. But I think they've made the changes, or they're actively working towards making those changes, because what I'm seeing here is someone who's very certain that they want to be with you. They see a future with you. We have the Seven of Cups. Some of you could be dealing with a Scorpio. The Ten of Wands. This could be a situation where there were constant mixed signals between the both of you in the past, or an energy here was keeping their options open. And that could have been the reason why something came to an end. But I also see that, like, if this person was downplaying their emotions towards you in the past, or there was a heavy emotion that was weighing them down, maybe something negative that they were holding on to, even if it's like a thinking pattern, they've let go of that. And I see like someone who's in a very determined energy when it comes to winning you over or creating some sort of stability with you. The Two of Wands, the Queen of Wands. This person is highly attracted to you. They love the way that you carry yourself. They really admire you as well, because the Queen of Wands, guys, it's not just like physical attraction, right? It's like a very confident, bold, fiery energy where like they feel this magnetic pull towards you. They really like the way that you carry yourself, that they, admire the way that you take care of those that you care about. King of Swords, yeah. Some of you felt, that like if there was an ending between you and this person, which I see with the Ten of Wands and the King of Swords, like some of you felt like, okay, I put this on the back burner, this situation, or you did not really feel like this is someone who is going to return to make something up to you or try to ask you for a second chance here. It's like a very unexpected energy coming through, but I do see that it's someone who's very determined here. Yeah, Ace of Pentacles is like a brand new offer. It's also something that feels very stable. This card could also be read as like the path to marriage. So going from a confused space or a light-hearted connection, maybe even a connection where you guys would, converse with each other and spend time together, but there wasn't really a title on what you guys had. It's like someone wants to be exclusive with you in the now. Someone wants to feel closer, but also wants something more in terms of they don't want to just connect with you and converse with you and that's all. It's like they want a title on what you guys have, or they want to move towards a higher level of commitment, right? It's like an energy of having a plan in mind. I think this communication could definitely be very unexpected or it feels impulsive, but I think it's something that this person's been thinking about for quite a while here. And we do have the Three of Swords, but it's showing up in reverse, which is letting me know that Three of Swords upright is like hurt, heartbreak, some sort of pain. In reverse, it touches on forgiveness, okay? Or some form of recovery. So you have someone coming back around wanting your forgiveness, yes, but also wanting to recover a situation or solve an ongoing issue here. But the way that I see it is it's someone that you've had a disconnect with. You guys haven't spoken in a while, to the point where you may have said, okay, this situation is over, I'm not expecting anything, and then this person is reaching out to you. Right? Their focus is recovery or forgiveness and wanting to reconnect here. There could be something that they were holding on to that they've finally let go of, whether it's a grudge, whether it's, maybe the last conversation the both of you had wasn't the most pleasant one. But I think that they're letting go of any sort of mishaps or obstacles because their desire to be with you outweighs any sort of anger or grudge or frustration or sorrow here. Even if you were angry with this person as well, maybe there was something they felt they were upset about, right? It's not really about the blame game. I just see someone who really wants to reconnect with you and let go of, the hurt. And we have the Queen of Wands and the King of Wands. They feel like you guys are meant to be. That's a true pair match. The chemistry between the both of you, the attraction, the emotions, it's something that they can't deny. Sure, there has been an obstacle. Sure, there has been distance. But they're not going to give up on this situation is what I see. Okay, so that's what I'm getting for you guys. Moving on to Virgo. Okay, Virgo, let's see. The person on your mind and their current feelings towards you. Okay, so we have the King of Swords and the Queen of Swords in reverse. So you're definitely inquiring about someone that you've had like a very recent ending with, because we have the King of Swords and the Queen of Swords. That could be, a recent separation, possibly even a divorce in some cases. But we have the Queen of Swords in reverse. Okay, so the Queen of Swords in reverse could be a bit of like a bitter or cold-hearted energy. So whether it's you feel like someone is bitter and they're trying to trigger a reaction from you, or maybe you feel like someone left a very bad taste in your mouth, like you're just not pleased with the situation or how someone has operated towards you. Okay, and it just started raining here, guys. Someone could feel very upset or alone in a situation. Let's see. How is this person feeling about Virgo? Okay. Three of Pentacles and the Ten of Wands. Something that could have worked out ended in a very heavy or severe way is what this person feels. Because Three of Pentacles being the first card in their feelings, Virgo, is like someone who sees the potential, or they feel like the both of you actually work very well together. But the Ten of Wands could be like a very, like an ending after, or like after a period of feeling very drained or burdened by something. But it's like they feel either you guys could have avoided an ending, or the way that things ended between the both of you could have been different, right? So if there was like a harsh exchange of words or something was said or done, it could be an energy of regretting that or feeling like it could have been executed in a different way. So we have the Nine of Pentacles and the Queen of Wands. This person may feel like an ending between the both of you has pushed them to focus on themselves, or there's something that they're realizing about themselves that they're not fond of. And they're like, okay, I need to work through this. I do see the Nine of Pentacles as a very independent energy. So it may be someone who is also very focused on their finances. But we have the Queen of Wands here. It's like there is passion here between you and this individual. There is, a lot of attraction. But I think that something did not feel stable, or this could have been a situation that started off very lighthearted. Maybe it was like a friends with benefits situation for some of you, right? And I'm not saying this to pass judgment, guys, but I'm saying it because the energy that's coming through is something that started off lighthearted, but when it came to developing emotions or having important conversations, that may have been something that was being avoided or ignored. This is someone who either did not expect to fall for you, or they were developing emotions very quickly to the point where they did not really know how to deal with it or how to go about it. Six of Wands. Yeah, like they're trying to grab your attention this week, or they're subliminally hinting something at you. And we have the Three of Cups here. What's the Nine of Pentacles? The Two of Swords. Okay. So it's someone who wanted to connect with you, but they wanted to remain single. Two of Swords, I think this person was in like a state of denial, and here's what I see. I see that they were developing emotions for you. I see that they felt connected to you, but I also see that they were not open about that, or there's some sort of fear-based thoughts that they felt very controlled by, where it's like, okay, I'm developing emotions, but I'm not ready for a commitment. Or maybe for others of you, you feel this person was more of a non-committal individual who had a hard time either closing off other options or just fixating on one situation. They feel like they have a lot of fun with you. They feel like you guys have a lot of great memories that you guys have shared together. But this person may be worried about like their image, so they could have a public image to maintain, or they just worry a lot about how others portray them, and that could have been something that became very draining for you. And like Two of Swords clarifying Nine of Pentacles, even if this is someone who stated that they needed to choose themselves, or they needed to focus on themselves, they are not entirely happy with their decision, but they're also avoiding thinking about it, right? Because Two of Swords is when you're in a state of denial. You're picking and choosing what you want to focus on. We have the Three of Swords in reverse. They're wanting your forgiveness, or they're wanting to experience some form of recovery in the situation here. Because the Three of Swords upright is like heartbreak, pain, and reversed it's more about forgiveness or wanting to resolve an issue, right? Or wanting to, reconnect here, which is what I see. But mainly they want your forgiveness, or how you view them now is impacting them in a negative way because of an ending. It's like they feel they've left a bitter taste in your mouth, or you are just not, they feel like you are not going to view them in the same light that you once have. Nine of Cups. This could be someone who regrets making a selfish decision. Ace of Cups. Okay. Wow. And the Ace of Pentacles. They want a new beginning with you, but they're not sure if you're actually in a position to sympathize with them or to even forgive them. Because here's what they're wanting, but I have to read it with all the other cards and all the other energies here, which is like not knowing if it's realistic, or not knowing if they're going to receive your forgiveness after making a selfish decision to either choose themselves, or there's some sort of neglect that is being highlighted here. And they feel that you guys could work something out. So even if you don't feel that way, this is what's going on in their feelings, right? So they feel you guys could work something out. They feel things were actually working out between the both of you in the past, until something like a very unexpected ending, or there was a heavy energy, associated with that ending. Maybe you communicated something to this person and they're still thinking about it. Maybe it was a harsh exchange of words between the both of you, and that's something that's still mentally impacting them. I see this person reaching out to you, okay? But I will say that they're not, like, their main concern here is you forgiving them, or a situation like an ending between the both of you. And they are not entirely sure that that is something that's realistic, okay? The other thing that I see here is Two of Swords and Nine of Pentacles, or maybe, yes, they could be reaching out to you and speaking to you, but there's definitely something here they're in denial about, or something they're choosing not to address. It's like, I want to reconnect with Virgo, but I don't want to speak about said thing because that's going to open up a can of worms. Okay. So that is what I'm getting for you guys. Moving on to Libra. Okay, Libra. Let's see. The person on your mind and their current feelings towards you. Okay, so we have the Ace of Swords and the Ace of Pentacles. What I'm hearing is a truthful conversation that leads to like a breakthrough in a situation here. You have two aces. So this could even be like someone that that is like taking a liking towards you, but they're actually being open about their emotions towards you this week. I see the Ace of Pentacles as like a stable offer, something that you would want to accept here. And I see the Ace of Swords as like someone being very open or honest with you. Okay. How is this person feeling about Libra? Okay. Eight of Swords. Seven of Wands. Someone is viewing you as defensive, or you have some sort of a guard up. Like, it could be that they're opening up to you, but they feel like they're not really receiving their desired response, or they're having a hard time getting through to you in one way or another. Okay, so like if there's quite literally like communication blocks, or it's like, okay, this is what I want to say to Libra, but I don't know if I am saying it in the correct manner, or I don't know if I should be, changing my approach here. This could also be an individual who is very defensive in the past due to some form of restrictions that they felt when it comes to this connection. And the Eight of Swords could be like mental restrictions, someone who's in their own ways. So it could even be read as like a case of self-sabotage. Three of Wands and the Three of Pentacles. This is someone who sees a future with you. They have a plan in mind. The Three of Pentacles could be wanting to come to a mutual agreement or wanting to discuss something with you. But like, there's also this fear of how you're going to respond, or like, this could be someone who was expecting you to receive what they were opening up about in a very different way than you have. Does that make sense? Like, whether it's going through a tough situation and wanting you to sympathize with them, and maybe you were not in a position to do so, or opening up to you and maybe felt like, your response would involve more excitement, but maybe you were just doing more listening than reacting, right? Like, there's something about your response that they did not expect, or this could even be a prediction, like, because energies are fluid. So when this person reaches out to you, maybe they're expecting a very different reaction or response, and it's not matching up with how you're handling the situation. Three of Swords in reverse, someone who wants to heal a connection with you, someone who wants your forgiveness. And I'm also getting a strong energy of wanting things to go back to how they used to be. There's some sort of comfort that this person is deriving from the past that you guys shared together. Nine of Cups, yeah. This is someone viewing you as like wish fulfillment, or Libra is who makes me happy. That is who I feel fulfilled with. But you may not trust the situation, or they feel like you have a guard up where you're taking your time with letting that guard down. And that's a persistent message that's coming through here. Six of Wands. Yeah. This is someone who wants your attention. When you do pay this person mind, they feel on top of the world. I think they're going to be asking you a lot of questions, or there's going to be like an increase in their communication towards you this week, where you know that they're focused on you. You know that they're wanting something more. But I think they also want to create a future here, because the Three of Wands could also be a card of like planning. So it's like, okay, we're connecting right now and it feels great, but what are we working towards? What are we going to do moving forward? Five of Swords, yeah. There's just a little bit of mental conflict when it comes to, how do I want to explain this? When it comes to your response, or the pace that you are operating at versus theirs. Like, for example, Libra, if this is someone who feels comfortable with opening up to you in the now, in the current moment, but in the past they were very closed off, maybe that is your reasoning for not just opening up to them off the bat here, feeling like you, because of how they've operated in the past, you have some sort of an armor around your heart, and that's why you're taking a little bit more time to trust this person or this situation. But in their mind, it's like they really want something to progress very quickly, or they feel ready for something more here this week. Four of Cups. They may be questioning your interest towards them, or they're hoping that you guys are on the same page. And I see a situation that could have felt very stagnant. I see a situation that could have felt like there was more fantasizing going on as opposed to doing in the past. And so as much as you're seeing a shift or a change, maybe you're like, I don't want to get ahead of myself. Because someone feels like you're not trusting the situation fully, or this person feels like you're not allowing yourself to entirely dive into a situation. Like there's some sort of resistance or control here. King of Wands. Yeah, and the Two of Swords. This could be someone who was downplaying their emotions towards you in the past, or they were just in denial about their emotions, or in a space where they were, where there was a lack of clarity from their end, like you felt you were constantly questioning them. But I see a heavy fixation on you. I just feel like you may have a question of, okay, well, now this person's rushing in and they want to see progress, but why now? Or when I wanted it in the past, when I wanted that very thing in the past, I wasn't receiving it. So there is something here that you're questioning. We also have the King of Pentacles, yeah. I don't really see that they're coming in with bad intentions. I just think that you're questioning their intentions, or you're questioning what they're telling you, just because how they're operating in the now is very different from how they were operating in the past. What I see is someone who was in their own way, or felt very mentally stuck, or they were, feeding into pessimistic thoughts, where in the now they're like, no, this is how I feel, and I want to act on my emotions towards Libra. And I do feel like they're viewing you as someone that they feel extremely connected to. But they're also viewing you as a bit guarded, or I know that Libra's not going to let their guard down right away. Okay, so that is what I'm getting for you guys. Moving on to Scorpio. Okay, Scorpio, let's see. The person on your mind and their current feelings towards you. Okay, so we have the Nine of Cups on the bottom of the deck, and we have the Ten of Pentacles in reverse. Seems to me that someone has a deep desire for you, but they feel like there's something that doesn't feel realistic or tangible about the situation this week, or this connection, because Ten of Pentacles in reverse could be like a lack of stability, or feeling like what you want in a situation, it doesn't feel attainable. Like you could connect, you could be connecting with this person. Maybe you guys converse a lot. Maybe you guys spend a lot of quality time together, because I do see you make them very happy. But they feel like there's like stability lacking in this situation, or there's something going on, one person's end, which is in the way of creating something stable together. It's like they're viewing you as someone that they desire, or they're viewing you as someone that they really want a connection with, but something doesn't feel realistic about it this week. Okay, how is this person feeling about Scorpio? We have the King of Cups. And the Six of Wands. Some of you may be in the public eye, okay? But what I'm seeing here with the King of Cups and the Six of Wands is like someone who really wants your attention, okay? They really want you to focus on them. They feel like you're a catch. There's a deep emotional connection here as well. But it's like the vision that they have in mind, or something that they're deeply desiring. Like this could be someone who's desiring to take things to the next level with you. This could be someone who has like marriage on their mind, but there's a block here, or something, like I said, doesn't feel realistic. Two of Swords. Yeah. And the Two of Swords is usually when you're like having a hard time seeing the bigger picture, or there's something that you're in denial about. So for example, like this could be someone who feels very connected to you, and they would always tell themselves, this is going to turn into something more, or we are going to get to a more stable space, but it never really occurred. And so the lack of stability in this situation is something that they're having, like they feel they can no longer ignore it. We have the Ace of Wands. A desire for a new beginning, if there's an emotional gap here, a desire for something that they have a vision of, something that they've been manifesting. But I'm strongly getting an energy of like, either something feels forbidden in this connection, or they're like, I can't really have what I want with Scorpio. Even if it's something that's going on in their personal environment, it doesn't mean that you are directly not able to, offer them what they're asking of you. But this is very specific, so only take it if it resonates. But with the King of Cups and the Six of Wands, like the amount of attention that you receive, Scorpio, could be something that impacts this person in a negative way. Again, it's not about the attention that you receive, it's what you do with the attention. And I understand that, right, guys? But it's someone views you as either having a lot of options, or you're highly sought after, and it may be something that bothers them. It may be something that causes insecurities within this person. Okay, for others of you, you may be in the public eye, so you have an image to maintain. So it could be someone who feels for you on a very deep level, but they're like, could I actually have something stable with Scorpio? Because that's what they're wanting. The Two of Pentacles. They're very confused in the current moment. They're going back and forth between what do I do next, or what do I say to Scorpio next. They may also view you as someone who's very busy this week, or you have a lot on your plate, because the Two of Pentacles could indicate like maintaining multiple responsibilities or priorities at once. Ace of Cups. Wow. I think this person wants to open up to you emotionally to see where that goes. Or they're thinking, if I express how I truly feel, will it create a change? Like you may have communicated to this person that you wanted them to be more emotionally expressive, or you wanted them to feel like they could be vulnerable in this situation. Maybe they were a little more closed off in the past. So I do see someone questioning whether, if I were to open up, right, or have a heart-to-heart conversation with Scorpio, would it change or shift, something in this dynamic? Nine of Swords. What's the Ace of Wands? The Three of Pentacles. Yeah. You have someone here who really wants something to work out between the both of you, but they feel like they're either getting ahead of themselves, or they're planting false hope in their mind. So you're going to know your situation better than I will. It is a general read, but whether it's someone who's in their own way, or something occurred in the past, and that's why they have these negative or fear-based thoughts. Or there could be a very large difference between your lifestyle and theirs, where they're like, how are we going to, mesh together? Because when they're connecting with you and conversing with you and spending time with you, they feel great. They feel on top of the world. But when they start to think about the future of this connection, or the both of you building a future together, that's where the difficulty lies. Or that's where they face some sort of obstacles. 9 of Pentacles. The Queen of Swords in reverse. Okay. This person may have done or said something that left like a very bitter taste in your mouth, Scorpio, because the Queen of Swords in reverse could be like when you're like detached, cold, feeling a bit cold-hearted towards a situation, or a bit bitter because something did not go according to plan, or you're thrown off by someone's actions towards you. So this could be someone who senses frustration on your end, okay? And the other way that I could read this with the 9 of Pentacles and the Queen of Swords in reverse is like someone who feels like they have to, choose themselves or accept a separation, but they're not happy about it at all whatsoever. Okay. Whether it's, the decision to be, separated here was a mutual decision. It's something that they're not happy about. 10 of Wands, okay. What's the 3 of Pentacles? The 4 of Wands, yeah. They want to come together with you, Scorpio, but this is someone who wants much more than what you guys had together in the past. That's the best way for me to explain what's going on in their feelings. Yes, I want to speak to Scorpio again. Yes, I want to reconnect with them. Yes, I can't stop thinking about them, but I want a higher level of commitment. I don't want to just connect with each other and just stay stuck in that space. Even if this was someone who was not able to offer you the commitment that you wanted in the past, this is not about the blame game, right? You could have been very much ready for a commitment, but maybe there was something in the way, or you felt, this person wasn't on the same page as you. But what I'm getting at here now is in their current feelings, they want to reconnect with you, but they want that to result into a higher level of commitment. They have very deep emotions for you, but for some reason, there's like this fear of, I can't have more with Scorpio, or what I want, I'm not deserving of, or I don't know if that's realistic. But they have a very deep desire to be in a connection with you, not just for you and to be with you, but to actually be exclusive. Like someone almost in a way wants to feel like chosen by you. So even if it was more of a lighthearted connection and the both of you agreed that that's what the situation was, it's like they can't help how they feel. Okay? So that's what I'm getting for you guys. Moving on to Sagittarius. Okay, Sagittarius, let's see. The person on your mind and their current feelings towards you. Okay, so we have the 7 of Pentacles and the 2 of Swords. It seems to me that someone is like highly observant of you this week, okay? So like they could be asking you specific questions, or it's someone who is like paying attention to the details of what you're, communicating here. But we also have the 2 of Swords. So there could be like an energy of feeling uncertain, or feeling like they are thinking about you or a connection with you, but there's a lack of clarity. Someone feels connected to you, but they're wondering if there's actually a future there. Some of you could be dealing with a Scorpio. That was a message that was coming out persistently for them. Okay, let's see. How is this person feeling about Sagittarius? Yeah, because 2 of Swords and 7 of Pentacles is like looking at a situation, but being very realistic about it. And the 2 of Swords could indicate like having a hard time seeing the bigger picture, or seeing, what the future holds. So it may be someone who feels really connected to you, but they're like, can we actually have a future together? Okay. 10 of Pentacles in reverse and the 4 of Wands. Something needs to fall apart in order for something else to come together. That's what this person feels. The Ten of Pentacles in reverse, right? It could be like a stable or a situation that lacks stability. Okay, a situation that's causing one to feel very restless. It's causing one to feel like things are one-sided. But then we have the Four of Wands upright, which is like reconciliation or a higher level of commitment. So both of the cards, they do touch on commitment, except one is in reverse, which means this is someone who either feels like they know what they need to put an end to, or there's no easy way to go about a situation with you, where it's like, I have to end something of my past, or I have to come out of my comfort zone or let go of something that feels very familiar in order to create something with Sagittarius. Six of Swords. They either want to make peace with the situation or move to calmer waters with you. I also see the Six of Swords as like wanting clarity in a situation. There's a lot that this person could be trying to figure out on their own. So that could be the reason why I was picking up on the energy of someone asking you specific questions or communicating with you in order to kind of see where you stand instead of trying to figure it out on their own. Three of Cups. Why am I sensing that someone feels like a situation with you started off very lighthearted? But once they started developing emotions, it's like they had to take a few steps back. And like the situation could have started off very lighthearted, where this person really didn't anticipate to fall for you or to want something more. They didn't really think, oh, I'm going to be thinking about the future with Sagittarius and, you know, set amount of time. But that seems to me that's exactly what happened here. What's the Ten of Pentacles in reverse? The Queen of Pentacles upright. You have someone here who knows exactly what they need to do, okay? But there is a hesitant energy when it comes to leaving something that feels familiar in order to create something that feels, in order to create something that they desire, but the thing that they desire, they feel like they're not on familiar grounds. And that's where this hesitant energy comes from. This could be an individual who was present, like who was in another commitment, okay? It could even be someone who has recently gone through a separation or a divorce. But it's like there is a desire to be with you, right? But there's also this very strong energy of this doesn't feel familiar, or maybe they feel like being with you would require them to leave their comfort zone or do something differently. And they're not, there's uncertainty surrounding that. The Six of Wands. Some of you could be in the public eye, or this is someone who's viewing you as like you have options, you're highly sought after. You could be a very popular individual, even if it's within your, community. And like there's like, you have someone here who's very intrigued by you, or there are thoughts of like, how would it be to be with Sagittarius? How would it be to have a family with Sagittarius? So there are these thoughts and there's this desire, but there's also this very hesitant energy of, well, what if this doesn't work out? Or there's some sort of insecurities that are resurfacing for them. Ten of Wands. What's the Three of Cups? The Five of Swords. Yeah. When it comes to the situation, you have someone who's very conflicted. Like they are constant, like there's like a constant internal battle that they go back and forth between. This could be someone who really desires to be in a partnership with you, but they have a hard time choosing themselves or feeling like they're deserving of something. Like this may be more of a them problem than a you problem, right? But what I'm sensing in their feelings is like insecurities, or like wondering, am I like this could be someone who wants a connection with you, but they don't feel worthy of it, or there's something that they're feeding into on a mental or emotional level that's creating a block for them. Nine of Pentacles. So they've freed themselves from something that doesn't feel stable. So that's the pro in their energy. But now when it comes to moving towards something stable with you, there's this hesitant energy. This could even be someone who was in a higher level of commitment for a long period of time, and they've recently come out of that situation, but they don't really know how to like navigate or move forward because they've let go of something that felt so familiar, or something that where it's like, okay, I've only known this. as love, or I've only known this as a commitment or a relationship. And now that's over and that no longer serves me. That wasn't stable. But now there's like this new definition of a relationship or a new definition of a connection, because connecting with you is completely different from whoever they were connected to in the past. That's pretty much what I see here. Four of Pentacles. This could also be someone who feels like they're starting from scratch. So an ending in their life could have impacted their own stability or finances. Okay. We have the Nine of Wands too. Yeah, very guarded energy. This could be someone who wants to like open up, but they're in this like wounded warrior energy. Like I do see they're going to like, this could be someone who's even speaking to you as you're watching my read. I don't think they're shying away from communication, but there's like this very bruised or guarded energy when it comes to starting something new. Like, for example, if this person feels like the past situations that they were in, or a particular situation that they were in, caused a lot of damage, they're having a very hard time opening up again, even though they have emotions for you. So this could be someone who's like, I just want to connect with Sagittarius right now, get to know them on a deeper level, or I want to spend more time with them prior to jumping into a higher level of commitment. King of Swords, yeah. It's definitely someone who has recently gone through an ending, which they feel was much needed. I don't see regret for the ending, but it's like the dealing with the aftermath of a situation like that, right? Like, if you are involved in a situation, right, for a set amount of time and it feels so familiar to you, and then it comes to an end, even if you feel the ending was much needed, there are emotions that come with that ending. And then they also have emotions for you. So it's like, this may be a situation, Sagittarius, that requires a lot of patience. I will say that. And again, they can't ignore how they feel towards you. I just think they're taking their time with moving into a commitment here. That could also be the reason why they were questioning, you know, as we open the spread, in their emotions, they were questioning, can I actually have a stable future with Sagittarius? Am I going to be able to do that? And there may be some sort of healing that needs to take place for them in order to have a stable connection with you, or at least believe that they can work towards that. Okay. So that is what I'm getting for you guys. Moving on to Capricorn. Okay, Capricorn, let's see. The person on your mind and their current feelings towards you. Okay, so we have the Six of Swords and the King of Pentacles. Someone wants to feel closer to you, okay, Capricorn? Or this is a week where they're like, you have someone moving towards you in a little bit of a discreet way, but it's in hopes that they can make peace with the situation or smooth something over here, right? Because the Six of Swords is all about moving to calmer waters, or seeking some sort of forgiveness in a situation even. Okay, how is this person feeling about Capricorn? Two of Swords, okay. Knight of Cups. It seems to me, Capricorn, that like you have someone who is in denial about a situation with you, or failing to accept some form of fault or wrongdoing, but in the now they feel like they owe you an apology, or they genuinely want to express to you how they feel in order to feel closer to you, or in order to feel more at ease about a situation here. King of Swords. This could be someone that you recently cut ties with, and the Eight of Swords. So this is someone who feels like they have been stuck on you ever since an ending. They did not stop thinking about you. They did, you know, their emotions didn't just disappear overnight. But I'm getting like an energy of possibly being in denial about an ending, or saying, you know what, that's not my issue, or that's not my fault, or failing to see maybe their side of things. But in the now, there's some form of acceptance where they want to like they've acknowledged some sort of fault and they want to express that to you, or they just want to be very open about their emotions towards you. Because I do see that it's someone who still has love for you. But with the King of Swords and the Eight of Swords, like this person may feel that you are like operating from more of a logical space, or you're not really in a position to sympathize with them. Even though they want to open up to you emotionally, they may feel like, yeah, but I don't think Capricorn wants to be vulnerable with me. Or they have some sort of a guard up because they're viewing you in a very cold or detached energy this week. Seven of Pentacles. They feel like there are certain things that worked out perfectly between the both of you, and then there are other areas where there was room for improvement. And the Seven of Pentacles is like being realistic about a situation. Seeing where there's room for improvement and asking yourself, well, is that something we can work through, or is that like a complete deal breaker? Ten of Cups, wow. Some of you could be dealing with the water sign, Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio. But I see someone who genuinely wants to like mend something with you. Make peace with the situation, move to calmer waters. There's a sense of security or home, like a feeling that you give this person. But I just feel like they were either operating from a space of ego or pride, or it was more anger-based thoughts in the past. Like, for example, if there was a harsh exchange of words between the both of you, maybe that's what they were holding on to. Or they were holding a grudge or not wanting to own up to something. But in the now, it's almost like accepting a situation for what it is. But I also see someone accepting something they feel was their fault, which they failed to do in the past. Five of Cups. I think this person's really missing you or feeling extremely nostalgic. Their communication towards you could also be very unexpected. But it's like, you know, Capricorn, you have someone here who either feels like they were very immature, where they mishandled the situation with you, or their communication towards you was very immature. Like this could be an energy of maybe in the past it felt like what they wanted the most was to get their point across or to have the last word in a conversation, where in the now they're like, was that really important? Because it backfired on me, where I regret it and I want to apologize, or I want to open up and speak to Capricorn. I was going to call you guys Cancer, so maybe some of you are dealing with the Cancer, but open up to Capricorn in a way where they know that I understand them. This could be someone that you had a very difficult time getting through to, specifically because you felt they were never really listening to what you had to say. They were only listening with the intent of responding or having the last word, like some sort of petty communication. Five of Pentacles. What's the Ten of Cups? The Ten of Swords. They're really upset about an ending, which is the reason why I think they're wanting to communicate or apologize here. But for many of you, this person is viewing you as maybe Capricorn's open to hearing me out, but I doubt that Capricorn's going to give me another chance. Like they are viewing you as like, yeah, Ten of Wands and the Ten of Swords in the same spread, which is someone who feels like you're over a situation, or even if you are being the bigger person and you're willing to hear this person out, they feel like you don't want a rerun of the past, or you're not going to give this relationship a second chance. It doesn't make it the truth, but that's what's going on in their feelings. Four of Wands. They have reconciliation on their mind. But I will say, you know, with the Ten of Wands as well as the Ten of Swords, it's like the way that things ended, okay, could be the reason why you don't want to give this person a second chance. The way that they have operated in the past, maybe they feel like you're not going to be able to forgive that. But also, this is like a very severe or brutal ending, and then it's like, okay, I want to reconnect with Capricorn, but is that even realistic? I will say you have someone who wants to take accountability and open up to you emotionally, but maybe you're past the point of either, maybe you want to hear this person out, but you're past the point of actually trying to work out a connection again, or you're very tired or exhausted. Okay, so that's what I'm getting for you guys. Moving on to Aquarius. Okay, Aquarius, let's see. The person on your mind and their current feelings towards you. Okay, guys, so we have the King of Pentacles on the bottom of the deck, and we have the King of Wands. Okay. Some of you could be dealing with an earth sign, Virgo, Taurus, Capricorn, potentially a fire sign, Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. Someone feels very connected to you, but they may also feel like you are very or you operate very differently from how they operate, or there's some sort of major differences that are being highlighted here. Okay, how is this person feeling about Aquarius? The Queen of Wands, okay. Joker. The Eight of Cups. You have someone here who's like highly attracted to you, feeling an like a very, I should say, an urgency to communicate with you or connect with you, where they could even be reaching out to you very impulsively this week. But with the Eight of Cups, like this could be someone that you're currently in a separation with, or they walked away from a situation because they felt they weren't able to meet you halfway in the past. Like maybe you were very open and you communicated what you wanted in a connection or what you were working towards, but it seems like someone that you couldn't seem to get on the same page with in the past is, you know, communicating with you in the now. Nine of Cups. Viewing you as wish fulfillment or someone that makes them very happy. But it could be either in the past there was an obstacle in the way, or it's someone who wasn't really being open about their emotions, or they weren't acting on their emotions, even if they were feeling those, feelings or emotions towards you. I also feel like a situation could have felt very difficult, or there were some sort of differences between the both of you where it was like, it felt easier to walk away, or it felt like that was the right thing to do, where in the now they're seeing past a difference, or they're like, okay, maybe there is something that we don't see eye to eye on, but let's agree to disagree. Or I know that there's going to be some sort of compromise that is required, but I still want to reconnect with Aquarian. Nine of Swords. Feeling very anxious or stressed out. It could be in terms of like, or it could be because they want to reach out to you, but they don't know how you're going to respond or if you're going to respond. This is someone who caused a lot of confusion, because with the Seven of Cups, I do feel like there were constant mixed signals between the both of you. I mean, that's what's going on in their feelings. This could be someone who was developing emotions towards you, but they never really were direct about it. Or if you knew that they were taking a liking towards you, you felt like they weren't really acting on those emotions. Where in the now, it's like, I want to be open about my emotions. Or even if there was something you guys weren't seeing eye to eye on, they are approaching it in a different way, or they feel ready to compromise here. They could be viewing you in a bit of a guarded energy, or feeling like you don't necessarily trust the situation with them this week. So even if you're open to hearing them out, they can sense in your energy that you're not really wanting to be vulnerable with them, or you are, willing to hear them out, but you're doing more listening than speaking. Like you're really observing the situation, or you're very analytical of them as how they feel. Nine of Cups, the Eight of Wands. Yeah, definitely reaching out to you. I see a lot of back and forth communication, or someone reaching out to you very impulsively, but it may be even though you're conversing with this person, you're like, okay, I want to see if their actions are going hand in hand with what they're saying. I mean, this could be someone who's coming in and telling me all the right things, but how do I know that they're going to actually follow through on what they're telling me they're going to do? And I think their main reason for reaching out to you or coming back into your life is to give you clarity on where they stand and how they feel. It's just they feel more ready to accept a difference or accept a disagreement in the now than they have in the past. Like in the past, it seems like it felt like a deal breaker for them. This could even be like, maybe you and this person have an age gap. It could be cultural or religious factors as well. Yeah, very impulsive communication in hopes that you guys could have a new beginning here. Ace of Cups. This person also feels like opening up to you and being more emotionally expressive is going to create a shift in this dynamic. What's interesting is the Ace of Cups could also touch on like self-love, okay? Or some sort of emotional release. So if this person was thinking in a way where it was sabotaging this connection, or there were negative thoughts that were in the way, that's definitely something that they're letting go of. And they feel more confident or courageous about working through the obstacles or working through the differences in this connection. And they did not feel that way in the past. And we have the Queen of Swords in reverse. This person may feel like they left a very bitter taste in your mouth, okay? Or they're just viewing you in a very detached energy. Like, let's just say, for example, if you're conversing with this person, they feel like, yes, Aquarian is listening to me, but they can also sense that you're in a very detached space because of something not working out the way that you wanted it to in the past. They may even feel like you're operating from more of a logical perspective because you don't want to, like you're making a head over heart decision. And I don't think that they feel like your emotions are not involved at all, but they just are viewing you as someone who's not really wanting to be vulnerable with them in the current moment. Yeah, Six of Cups is just confirming what I said. You have someone from your past returning because they feel more ready to work through what you guys felt like was an obstacle in the past. But they know that you're detached, or they're seeing a side of you that they're not used to. Even if you are receptive when it comes to what they're communicating, they feel like you have a guard up, or it's going to take a while for you to open up emotionally. Okay? That's what I'm getting for you guys. Moving on to Pisces. Okay, Pisces, let's see. The person on your mind and their current feelings towards you. Okay, so we have the Six of Pentacles on the bottom of the deck, and we have the Two of Swords. Oh, there goes the sirens. That is very consistent. If you guys have been subscribed to my channel for a while, it's always during a Pisces read that there are sirens. And I was actually searching it up just to see like, what the spiritual meaning behind that is. Some of you may be connected to Archangel Michael. Okay, because I do as a reader take it as confirmation, but I was reading this on this article online where it was talking about different signs and the correlation to angels. So some of you, you may have a connection with Archangel Michael in particular. But anyways, back to the reading here, guys. We have the Six of Pentacles as well as the Two of Swords. Someone is at like a crossroads when it comes to a situation with you, Pisces. Like, it could be that they're very focused on you and they're wanting to invest in this situation, but there may be another situation at hand, or there's like a bit of an indecisive energy here. Because what I'm seeing is like someone at a crossroad. They're focused on you, but then there's something else here that requires their attention, or something else that may feel like it's in the way. Because the Six of Pentacles could also be, maintaining more than, one situation at a time, or feeling like you're spreading yourself too thin. So let's see, how is this person feeling about Pisces? Okay, we have the Four of Pentacles. Some of you could be dealing with the Capricorn, and we have the Ten of Cups. Someone could be very withdrawn, like they're holding back, but they're also still very much holding on to your energy as well with the Four of Pentacles here. And this card also touches on stability. So this is someone who, yes, feels connected to you on an emotional level, but there may be a lack of stability in the current moment, or it's someone who feels like they're not in a position to offer you what they feel you're deserving of. In no way am I saying that you are asking for something in particular from this person, or you are wanting financial assistance, but this may be someone where like their stability or their finances mean a lot to them. And even if they are in a stable space, or that's how it seems, it's like they feel they're not where they want to be. Like I see someone being very hard on themselves because they're not in a position to offer you something they feel you're deserving of. That's what's going on in their feelings. We have the Four of Wands, okay, followed by the Eight of Cups. Someone regrets not trying harder to keep a situation together, or they feel like they did not try hard, and like they did not try their best to when it comes to a connection with you. Like whether it's they felt like giving up was the easier option, or they took like the easier route out of a situation that felt a little bit complex, there is regret surrounding that. There's like an energy of, well, what if I just stayed, or what if I put forth more effort? What if I just tried instead of giving up? Like this is someone who feels like they walked away from a situation too soon, and there could even be an energy of feeling like they spoke too soon, where it's like they're regretting communication towards you also. This person feels like they owe you an apology. So it could be that they're coming in with an apology or an emotional confession, and we have the Two of Wands. Yeah. It's like they know they can have a future with you. They are acknowledging the emotions that they have towards you, but they feel like there needs to be like a plan in place, or there's like the current situation lacks structure, stability. Okay, so hear me out. Even if you feel like you were able to offer this person a very stable connection because you were in a stable space, this could also talk about a lack of stability in their personal life, which could be something that they were projecting onto the connection with you. Or someone who felt like, yes, I feel connected to Pisces, but I'm not where I want to be when it comes to my personal life, so I'm just going to take the easy route out and give up on a connection. Because something that's persistently coming up here, guys, is like they feel like they chose what felt easier in the moment, but they're reevaluating that in the now, and they're not proud of that decision. Yeah, I think with the Ace of Swords, like there's like fast moving communication when it comes to giving you clarity on how they feel. You're going to experience a breakthrough in a situation that felt very stagnant. And I do see someone being very open or truthful with you. So if there was something that they were refraining from discussing, if it was someone who was more closed off emotionally, I do see a change there. But the Ace of Swords clarifying the Eight of Cups is more specifically like a breakthrough in a very stagnant situation, or hearing from someone that you have been in a separation with. Ten of Wands. Yeah. Also, like with the Ten of Wands, the Joker, as well as the Four of Wands, they're like this communication could be very impulsive, or like they're acting on their emotions like in the spur of the moment. Like someone could even be under the influence when they're reaching out to you, Pisces, or it's just, it seems like right when they think of you or right when they feel an emotion, they're just acting on that right away, like a very impulsive energy. Then we have the Ten of Wands, and we have the Six of Swords, wanting to move to calmer waters or make some sort of peace, with you. Letting go of disagreements, or maybe letting go of something that they communicated to you in the past that they regret. Like some of you quite literally have someone coming in and telling you that they regret how they spoke to you specifically. Maybe they were very impulsive and said, you know what, this situation is too much for me. I can't handle it. I'm moving away, or I'm walking away. And that's something that they regret. Okay. It could be someone who resorted to silent treatment or left without an explanation, but there's something here that they said or they did very impulsively, and they completely regret it. And I see them coming forward to communicate that to you, to acknowledge their wrongdoing, or handling a situation in like a very careless manner. King of Swords. Okay, what's the Ace of Swords? The Ten of Swords. So this is someone who's actually giving you clarity on why they had to walk away, or why an ending occurred the way that it did. So what I mean by that, guys, is like this could be someone who feels like they betrayed you, whether it's because they walked away without an explanation, or they walked away without really telling you why, right? So it's like I'm trying to give you guys an example. Okay, so like this could be, you know, maybe you and this person had a disagreement, okay? There was something that felt complex about this situation. Some of you, this could be a case of ghosting, right? Just walking away, not explaining why. But for others of you, it's like they gave you an explanation, but they were keeping something else under wraps. That's what I'm trying to get at here. And I hope I explained that correctly. Like, if it's not a case of ghosting, it's like, okay, well, Pisces, you know, we have so many differences here, or there's constant arguments between the both of us, so I'm going to walk away. But that wasn't actually the reason they walked away. There was something here that they were refraining from telling you, because Ace of Swords is like a very truthful energy, and it's clarifying the Eight of Cups. So there's something here that was going on for this person mentally, emotionally, or in their environment that they were refraining from opening up about, where in the now, they're telling you about that very thing, even if there's discomfort with surrounding speaking up about it. Okay. So that is what I'm getting for you guys this week. I really do hope you were able to find a message that resonated with you here today. And thank you so much for your time.